1917 was written by Sam Mendes. You might know him from singing the hit song Stitches or plenty of other ones. On top of that, this guy's fucking amazing. He also directed Skyfall, Spectre, Revolutionary Road, Jarhead, American Beauty. Holy fuck, man. What is going on with this dude? Those are some bangers. So, looks like we've got the real deal on our hands here. So, anyways, everybody's going to know his name. Maybe he'll be a household name now. He's got to be up there for Academy Award. Just won Golden Globes for this. Best Picture for 1917. Anyways, that's enough of that. It tells the story of two World War I soldiers sent off to deliver a message across enemy lines. Pretty fucking dangerous, We're talking Germans. The message contains an order to stop an attack. Hopefully that will save thousands of lives. Everybody around them is like, don't do it, man. Don't do it. I wouldn't go up there. Not very safe. Very dangerous. And they're like, well, kind of got to because this is 1917, and that's what we do. We are chilling one day, playing basketball, playing the basketball outside of school, and then one day you get a letter in the mail, and you know what that letter says? Gotta go to occupied France. You're like, what? Man, I was British. I was just playing my cribbits and my craps. And they're like, well, gotta go to occupied France. And they go, oh man, that place was so much better before it was occupied. And they go, well, gotta go to occupied France. And they pick up their bags and they go. And, pretty messed up. But that's how the world worked back then. So you better believe that when they got this order to go from Colin Firth, they fucking went. So I was pretty excited when I heard about this World War I movie. Generally, I just think it's fascinating. And so the fact that a great director was teaming up with a great cinematographer, Roger Deakins, who kills it. Now, the movie was shot in the one cut style, and I guess that's interesting. And actually, just kidding, I don't guess anything. It was very, very, very interesting. I thought it was phenomenal. Now, with that said, there's plenty of ways to fuck this up, A, I think it makes it a billion times harder to tell an interesting story. And B, it makes it so much harder to get the shots. And on top of that, it wasn't just the one cut at all. Like, if it was just the one cut, this movie would have sucked. It was so much other stuff. It was the colors that the director used. It was the way he would pan over mountains and through buildings. And the difficulty it must have been to get some of these shots and the multiple angles. Behind the camera, beautiful. Nothing but beautiful. It was just a stunning film. The lead roles were played by George MacKay and Dean Charles Chapman. They were pretty solid. Charles Chapman was the, kind of the, think of, Harry Potter and Ron Weasley a little bit, and Dean Charles Chapman was the Ron Weasley, and George MacKay was the Harry Potter, Harry Potter a little bit more quiet, reserved, stoic. Ron Weasley supplied the jokes, Dean Chapman, that kind of thing. That was the relationship they were going for. Now, these were war soldiers, so they didn't have a whole lot of personality to show. I don't think this was written to really show their range. They're supposed to be just stoic, humble, respectable, and, kids. They're supposed to seem like children a little bit. And they did. They just seemed like young men they seemed like good young men. And that was the goal. And I think they succeeded in that. There was a couple scenes I thought George MacKay could have showed a little bit more emotion. But other than that, great performances by them. Supporting roles were also fucking sick, dude. Yeah, off my head, only the big ones are coming to my name. Colin Firth, Benedict Cumberbatch, Mark Strong. There was a sergeant in the trenches who, before they sent them out, that was basically like, hey, man, you guys aren't going to make it. He was just doomsdaying them. I don't know his name, but I really liked his monologue. So there wasn't a whole lot of writing in the film. It was mostly quiet because, they're trying to sneak up on the Germans. But when the film does choose to let the characters speak, they make it incredibly memorable. They're mostly in these long monologues. Benedict Cumberbatch has one. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch. Whoa, I'm talking fast. Yeah, there didn't have to be a whole lot of talking because when they did talk, you noticed. Another thing this film does really well is paces itself well. There is something exciting or something emotional or something shocking every 10 minutes throughout this film. Not only that, the film does an excellent job building up to these moments. You're alert the whole movie. I think it's because you're genuinely worried about their safety. You're afraid they're going to turn the corner and get shot at, which happens. Or a bomb will go off. They'll step on a bomb, which happens. I can't speak very much bad about this film. The only thing I could say really is maybe a little bit more character involvement. I say this, I think the saddest thing about World War I is the children getting picked from their homes. These 18-year-old boys getting taken from their homes or whatever, wherever they were in life, 1826. I don't know what the ages were, but just getting plucked out and saying, hey man, go over here and try not to die, but you probably will. I don't know. That's heartbreaking to me. That's the most unimaginable thing now, 100 years later. But that's really what it was, and these people weren't too much different. So we're concerned with these characters from a physical perspective. We don't want we don't want a bomb to go off. We don't want them to get shot. But if we didn't want them to die because we knew their families or their backstories or their wives or whatever they had going for them, what was the life they got plucked from? I think the desire to have them not die would have been even stronger and made this an even more emotional film. That's really about all I can say. They kept you in the war so much, they could have taken you out of it. But actually, as I say that, that's impossible with the one-cut nature. So that's one of the sacrifices they had to make. I'll take it. I'll take it for that. I'm trying to think now how they would have done it. It has to be a cutscene. A flashback is the most successful way to do that. Anyways, I'm going to give 1917 a 9.0 out of 10. It's immediately one of my favorite war movies of all time. It's going to be a movie that's incredibly easy to rewatch. It's beautiful, exciting, well-written, pulls the heartstrings just enough. I'm excited to see it again. So thanks for checking out our review. Netdicks, out.